Hey, what's up? It's me, the president, with another progress report. Um, it's been a while. We've made a lot of progress since then, mostly regarding Wyoming. Um, Pretty much exclusively regarding Wyoming. Um, because it's such a big thing to focus on, you know. Yeah, let's get into it. In Brazil, um, we found something interesting. Um, it's like it's a cube, and inside that cube is another cube. Um, and inside the cube, when you're like when you're looking at the cube from outside of the cube into it, you can see inside of it. So like looking out from outside of the cube, you can look into the second cube. Um, and that's like we can use that as a microscope. We can basically look inside the cube a bunch of times. Um, and then we can shoot lasers into that and just see where they come out. Um, we can From there we can map out coordinates of objects, really small objects. So we uh, we brought the gaming block to Wyoming, um, and we shot lasers into it. And we thought we'd find nothing. Um, there is stuff there in Wyoming, which is interesting. There's matter in Wyoming, even though it looks like there's no matter there, like a long infinite void. But that's not the case at all. There's stuff in there. Um, so we found like a really long line of like a spool of string that fills the entire volume of Wyoming. So it's like a really long continuous strand that goes back and forth and up and down throughout all of Wyoming. Um, so we got some of the string, um, and then we looked at it with the cube again. And in the string um, was a bunch of like really small, um, we've been calling them modules, um, and they're all connected together by the string. So it's kind of like a bead necklace, um, where the beads are the modules and the string is what connects them together. So that's what the string is. So like using the cube again, we've used it continuous 3 times, like just 3 times in a row. Started big with Wyoming, got down to the string, and then got to the modules. And in a module is 2 slots. We've named them just from our observations. One we were calling the reality slot, and one is the rule slot. Shut up. Sorry, that was Nidhogg from worldtree.com. Oh yeah, but there's 2 slots. You can actually put anything into the reality slot. Um, and the way it goes is that is now reality. Well, whether or not it's reality is determined by the rule slot. It's like the first slot can take in any input, and the second slot is, well, I guess it's a Boolean. It's true or false. Is that thing true or false? Um, so, if there is how do I put this? Okay, well, if there's matter in the, so you put something in the reality slot, right? Um, if there's anything in the rule slot next to the reality slot, the thing in the reality slot is real. If there's nothing in the rule slot, the thing in the reality slot is not real. So you may notice by default in a module, it's basically saying there is not nothing, which is interesting. Anyways, we found that we can lock the slots. We're calling it hard locking in this matter. I mean, in this sense, where we can just, if we expose ultraviolet light to it, it locks in place. And then that module is activated and it can't be changed. So shooting UV light on a module locks it in place, that the reality and that rule are now like present, and they're not like, that's just how it is now, you know. There's another type of locking that we're calling soft locking. And this is just the default state of the modules, which is how we found them, where there's nothing in either slot. It just means that while there's any empty Wyoming modules, that there will never not be nothing, you know. So like, we just need to make sure there's always one of those, or we don't really know what happened. It would be saying that matter ceases to exist, you know, that kind of thing. So anyways, we can cut out modules. So just individual modules from the string. So we can collect them. They're not stuck in Wyoming, is what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to like find some weird way to get them from Wyoming. We have that solved. We can get them. We don't know how many there are. We want to know how many there are. I mean, obviously we don't want to exhaust all of them, for obvious reasons. Unless we can, we might look into locking one of them, one of the empty ones. I don't know. We'll think about it. Anyways, So, all right. So regarding the hard locking is not really like that crazy. It's not like, I mean, it just means that module is forever activated. Like, you can't change what's in it, but you can still deactivate it by cutting the string that runs through it, you know? Like, cut the string between the reality and the rule slots. So it's not like a big thing. But we've been trying to get CERN, which is the research lab over in Europe somewhere. They have the Large Hadron Collider. We wanted to throw some in there because we thought that would be cool, but we couldn't. So the presidential scientists, I just told them, do whatever. I bought 3 laptops from Walmart. I just said, you can run some simulations in Minecraft, because that's kind of the extent of our budget. So they made a long trail of wool to represent the Wyoming line, and lit it on fire and stuff, and it burned. But I kind of noticed that they haven't been running any more simulations anymore. I think there's a Minecraft server now on the 3 laptops. So that kind of blows. Would have liked to have them do work, but that's fine. But anyways, that's like that was a big portion of our of this progress report, but there's like a few other small things that I want to mention before I close for today. So I've been having prophetic dreams lately. And there was one where I had like a black sheet of paper, just like a sheet of printer paper, but like black, and I was spitting toothpaste out on it, and it looked like outer space. So I sold it for a lot of money. So I'm thinking of doing that, making art like that and selling that. That might work for funding. I don't know. We'll see. Um, the other thing is, I mentioned, what did I mention? You know what? We're good for, I don't have any notes in front of me right now, so that's good enough. I mean, there's a lot of info to kind of consider. Um, Obviously, this isn't like a very good progress report, just overall, because like I only mentioned two things really, but it's fine. The fact that we found a cube in Brazil is interesting. We think Brazil and Wyoming might be connected, but Brazilian government didn't want us checking for a string there because we need to see the string. We have to shoot lasers through the cube in a cube thing. So we got the whole laser thing set up, and then the government was like, "No, you can't. You can't shoot time space lasers into Brazil. We don't really. Why would you do that?" So we had to stop. Might have actually, in retrospect, maybe we shouldn't have had 20. They don't like the number 23, just in general. So like, maybe we'll try with 24 lasers or 22 or something like that. Anyways, that's the progress report for today. Well, that implies there's like daily ones, but there's not. But whatever. So yeah, that's all. Have a good morning, night, afternoon.